Hello, this is Jim Seacrest for the All Over podcast, and tonight we're going to be talking to Chase Dudley. He is an actor, he's also a director and a movie maker. He's made several movies such as Retribution, Payback, and a lot more. And we're going to be talking to see about his projects and what he's doing now. And Tyler's with me tonight. So how you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing okay.
Cool. And we're going to pretty soon we'll be talking to Chase. And hi, Chase. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, really good. We wanted to ask you a few questions and talk to you about, some of the things that you've been, up to, and stuff like
Sure.
that, as far as your movie making and all. So let's just start from the beginning. When did you first start, I mean, not really first start, but more or less, how did you get interested in doing this kind of stuff?
Well, I've always been interested in making movies. It happened to me at a young age. I was the youngest sibling, and I had two older brothers, so I didn't really have much people to play with growing up, and so the TV was always there for me. And I realized then I had a huge interest in making movies.
Well, that's cool. So, did you go to any acting, or how did, like I said, how did you after that? How did you, you know, get in? You just went. You went to school.
Well, no, I didn't ever go to film school. In high school, I did a lot of theater, and it was mostly at a younger age. It was more acting than anything. I
Oh,
used to always think I wanted to be an actor more than anything because that was what you see on the screen. I didn't know about the behind the scenes of the director and the producer and the AD and the DP. I just knew what I saw, and I was like, "Oh, I want to be an actor." But when I started actually making movies, um, it came clear to me that directing was more of my strong suit. Much better telling people what to do versus getting the reaction now.
During high school and college, what would have been your best role that you think that you played in?
As far as acting wise,
Yeah.
I think Peyton's Burton, my first feature film, which was directed in 2014. Um, that was it was based off of an event I experienced on racial tensions of
mm,
dating a white girl in high school, and her family didn't really accept. So it was my first and really few experiences I've dealt with of racial tensions of dating the opposite, race. So that was a very emotional movie for me because it was a very traumatic experience. At the age.
oh, that's interesting. So then, what was your first movie you made? Is that it there?
My first film I made as a short film was called Last Breath. It was in 2008. It was a short film. It was like 20, 30 minutes long. I actually played the villain. I was a bum who actually was like a cannibal and ate people. So it was an interesting film, but looking back on it now, it was terrible.
Uh,
It was what it was my very first film, and if you follow any director, they'll tell you any of their first films was god awful. They won't really show anybody. I won't show anybody, so it's been hitting. It's definitely in the private of my own home.
oh, yeah, that's good. You know, it always takes something to, but you bounce back. You learn from it. Exactly. With
Yeah, and I would. I think like a lot of times when people are starting out, that's the benefit of making short films is you definitely learn. You learn a lot about being on set, and
mhm.
that way you can develop your style. You don't really even know what your style is until about maybe your fourth or fifth film. And that's when you kind of really start to get comfortable, and you start seeing, hey, I do have a style. Because at first I was like, I don't know what my style is.
Mhm. Did you take any like improv or any kind of classes, or did you just
Yes,
okay?
yes. My teacher in when I went to Atherton High School in Louisville, Kentucky, His name was Tony Prince, and I learned so much from him. Improvisation was something he taught me really, really well. So, I mean, it's not. It's I can definitely act, but acting in my own film is too different. It's too difficult when you're directing and then you're acting because you have so many things to worry about because I mean, directing is a ton of homework as well as acting. So that's just too much stress on one person directing. You know, when you're in Hollywood, you have the right team that can help you do it. I'm sure the pressure is a little off, but independent filmmaking, that's just unnecessary stress, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've been talking to several movie makers, and they basically say the same thing. But what I've noticed the most is that you guys are workers. You guys are out there. You're more passionate probably than some of the guys even in Hollywood. I think. And that's one of the reasons why I like talking to you.
I love making movies. When I'm not making movies, I'm thinking about making movies.
Mm-hmm.
I had to sometimes back off from reading scripts because I'm at that point now where people are constantly sending me scripts in my email, and I'll be like, ooh, what's this? I don't do that because my mind's racist, and be likely to be like, ooh, So once I'm in pre-production, I'm committed to making a project. I shut my email off. I don't get distracted because I'm kind of like Finding Dory when it comes to, I'm
Right.
not going to look at this script. Ooh, a script. It's funny.
Yeah, that's like with me when I try to get you guys. I try not to say, hey, we'll set a date and then I'll get back with you. It's only because I know that you guys are you guys are always busy doing things and stuff like that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I
Well, you really have to be because you're in a position now
Mhm.
where there's thousands of independent filmmakers, and there's always somebody putting out their content. So
Mhm.
if you don't stay busy, if you don't stay hungry, people are going to forget really quick. It's
Mhm.
just the way it is. Um, but the more you're continuing um, working and getting out there, people start to remember, and then they're like, who's this guy?
Mhm.
So you have to be that way. I feel like if you really want to succeed.
Mhm. Let's see. I'll give you another question here. Who is your favorite director of who do you like? Maybe let's just say you like a director, but it's like who do you favor more? How the style.
Well, I can't give you a definitive number one. I can give you my favorite director,
Okay.
um, because I mean, without a doubt, I feel like Tarantino
Oh.
is just absolutely astonishing, and I love his content. I love his movies. My favorite two films he has directed, and that was Pulp Fiction
Oh
as
yeah.
well as Django Unchained.
Oh
Those are my
yeah.
two favorite films, and I absolutely love. I can't get enough of it. I can watch it every day if possible.
Yeah.
Then I would have to say Steven Spielberg
Uh
is a
huh.
huge inspiration for me because growing up, just a lot of his movies, from The Color Purple to Jurassic Park to Schindler's List to
Mm-hmm.
Saving Private Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
Amistad, you know, Spielberg have directed some amazing, and I feel as far as storytelling, there's no better storyteller in my opinion than Steven Spielberg himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I left Jaws off that list. Not to add on there. He just some of his films is just he can make a story out of anything, and him and Tarantino have the two biggest influentials as far as me. And then I'll have to, of course, go with Martin Scorsese, Ridley Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel that those are my favorite four directors.
Oh wow, that they are. I
Albert
mean,
Hitchcock too would be my five. So
oh
that's
yeah.
not five.
No, no, no. You said before. Now you will you ever act in any of your movies, or you were just
Yes, my earlier pictures, like Peyton Burton and Marvelous Mandy, um, those were my two feature films that I have acted in. And Marvelous Mandy to me was um, where I drew the line of just focusing on directing
hmm,
because I felt the film could have been a lot stronger if I would have been more behind the scenes versus on camera and behind it. If I'm in front of the camera, I can't possibly know what's going behind the camera. And that's why I was just like, I really need to pick a profession and stick to it now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind acting in someone else's films, but when it comes to my own, I have to definitely be the captain of the ship.
That's cool. Let's see. So let's talk about Payday. You're in production. Are you getting it out there?
Yes, it's in post production. I actually wrapped early 2017, but we tried the festival run, and the problem was with my film was festivals personally messaged me and they really liked the film, but the film was definitely longer than 90 minutes, which I didn't know at the time that 90 minutes is pretty much the standard runtime that most programs will want your film. My film Payday was an hour and 46 minutes, and there was no way I could cut it because it would just so much would be lost. The story that's very vital and important. So I was like, what am I going to do with my film? And weirdly enough, a distribution company, Indie Rights Movies, who was associated with the Austin Film Festival, messaged me, and they really liked the film, and they're picking it up, and they're going to be releasing it on DVD and Blu-ray and major online platforms.
Could you give me a little bit of the story of Payday for people that are?
Payday is about, and I have to really choose my words carefully because it's one of those films. If I can give it the wrong, if I give it the wrong synopsis, it would be pointless to watch. It's kind of one of those films where if I really say the wrong thing, so here it goes. I'm really choosing my words. It's when inexperienced Ben holds up a small hotel restaurant. The poorly planned robbery spirals into a hostage crisis beyond his control. Trapped inside him. So basically, it's a hostage negotiation heist film, and that's pretty much. But it has a twist. But of course, I'm not going to go further than that.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, but it should be released on DVD and Blu-ray and online platforms around the first of the year. So I'm really looking forward to that because that was by far, it's definitely, it's hard to say which one's my favorite film because Beast of the Field, which I just wrapped, was really great experience. But this one was, I always wanted to do like a classic 70s style hostage negotiation heist. Dog Day Afternoon was the inspiration for it.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. To tell you the truth, I like Dog.
Yeah, I love 70s narrative films.
Yeah,
I think that's one thing me and Tarantino really have a love for is
right.
the 70s style cinema. I feel that the 70s really had a very beautiful thing going on. You had Taxi Driver.
Right.
Yeah, so many great films in the 90s or in the 70s that I don't think too many people really appreciate.
Yeah, that's true. They did have some good movies then.
Oh, could you give us a quick rundown of how the film festival scenes work? Because we always hear about the film festivals, but what's the inner workings?
I don't know too much. I guess enough to know that it's in a sense it's very political. It's very, very political. You really have to know somebody. My experience was, like always apply as an early bird because you got so many programs and you got so many films that come in. I'm not even sure if they get to really watch all the films that submitted. But of course, it's in my opinion, I would imagine it's like, anywhere else at a job, or you have to really know somebody and they can pull your film quicker and out of this big whole pile of other films, but this was really my first one at the festival, so yeah, I've always heard from word of mouth that, it's very political, so this is not something that I would know, but it's just something I really heard.
Let's see.
So I don't want, if somebody's listening, I don't want somebody to be like, oh, Chase,
So let's see. A few. Okay. I'm gonna just like I said. I'm gonna go back and forth with some questions. If you had a
Oh no,
favorite.
you're fine.
Okay. If you had a favorite actor or actress, who would you pick, like a famous one, to be in one of your movies?
Hmm. Well, that is very easy. As far as male actors, I would love to work with Tom Hanks, Samuel Jackson,
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh my God, he's just phenomenal.
Uh-huh.
There's this actor I just watched on the new TV show Daredevil. Um, he's just kind of emerged. His name is Charlie Cox. He is phenomenal. Um,
Uh-huh.
I would love to work with Vincent D'Alfonso. He is just incredible. All of his films that I've seen, from Man in Black to Daredevil and him playing Wilson Fisk, um, every role that he plays, he just transforms into something else. I love to work with like method actors, people who just can definitely transform into someone to another, which is definitely Christian Bale.
Uh-huh.
It's just so many actors. I can't really just give one. As far as female actors go, definitely Charlize Theron.
Oh, okay. That's.
Charlize Theron, Natalie Portman. Um, let's see. Let's see. Female actors. Because I'm really strong into female narrative. So I definitely pay attention a lot more to female characters because I feel that almost the beginning of cinema has been focused on male actors. I really feel that it's women's turn, and I feel like females have so many stories left that have not been shared or told. Um, so um, I'm trying to think of. I just went blank. Um, Hang on, I'm actually googling. So just give me a second. Um, Angela Bassett.
Oh,
She is a terrific actor.
yes. Yes, she
Um,
is.
Jessica Lange is just
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of those actresses that loses herself in every role she plays. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Losing Isaiah.
No.
She was just amazing. Like I cried in that movie because it was about a drug addict, which was played by Halle Berry. She loses custody of her child, and it was adopted by Jessica Lange, and she raised it up to the baby up to like 6 years old, and the mother comes back in the picture, and she wants her child back,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets all into racial and all that stuff. The defense lawyer was like, the black baby should be with the black mother, but
Oh,
Jessica Lange's character who raised the child, it was a very emotional, and it set up a huge debate. But
yeah.
personally, I felt that Jessica Lange, she was there for that child, and that's all that baby knew. So
Mm-hmm.
I really felt that he should have been with her because you made your choice by doing drugs. It was a very emotional film. It was released in like the early '90s. I think it was like '93.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like one of my favorite movies that year, along with Jurassic Park. But it was a great film.
Now, you said some stuff about method acting. Have you ever had to do any method acting yourself? Because a lot of times when people do method
Well,
acting, they try to get into that zone.
I don't think that I ever have went in method acting, and especially when you read about some of the method actors who really went through some lengths to get into characters, like Heath Ledger as Joker, and
Shia LaBeouf done. he's done a
yeah,
lot of stuff to get in there.
yeah, so no, I can't say that I ever went there like some of the actors have, no. But I really admire actors. I feel, me, I guess I was always been referred to other actors as an actor's director. I definitely understand what it's like to go from one person to another,
Uh-huh.
and I have a lot of respect for what they do. Um,
Right.
Actors are amazing.
Yes.
Um, so, I mean, I've heard from some actors that I worked with that some directors, they don't even really talk to actors, which I feel personally you really should have to. I mean, I feel like a directors and actors relationship. I mean, it's both people are. I mean, they should be very vulnerable because you have to trust your actor, and the actor should be able to trust the director, and it's a very, very important relationship there.
Right. It's like a team in a way. Like you're the coach, and
It's like a marriage.
yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe do
I
that.
mean,
Uh,
it really is. You have to be open and honest because I mean, if you are not honest or open with your actor,
uh-huh.
or the actor is not open and honest with you, you can miss some very important moments there that can make the film.
Yeah, that's true because you can always tell. You can I think sometimes even in movies today you can see some of the ones that they really they really go out. They go above and beyond, and maybe that's because they're working with that director. That
Yeah,
director's pulling that out of them.
yeah.
All they have. I mean, and that's what really makes a movie. I've
Oh yeah.
noticed. I've noticed that in watching several movies and all. Can I another question? What kind of movies do you actually like? I mean to make. I mean, like, do you like more of the action kind of movies or the horror movies or?
Well, I don't really dislike one thing. I actually watch a little bit of everything. I'm a huge Netflix and Hulu person. Me
There
and
you
my
go.
family, we watch, Daredevil. We are watching The Haunted of Hill House. We are watching Lemony Snicket. We watch a little bit of everything.
Uh huh.
So I love all kinds of movies. I it's I will have to say my favorite genre is, of course, is mixed between thrillers and drama and a little bit of horror.
Uh huh.
And dramas. My least favorite is probably comedy,
Okay.
and then the second to that would be an action film. Like I enjoy a good action film. I don't know if I would ever make one, but I mean, I probably will because I mean, I'm the kind of person I don't like. I'm not a repetitive type of person, and that's why I
Mm-hmm.
like Spielberg. Spielberg has made almost every type of film,
True.
or has produced several.
Mm-hmm.
I just actually found out that Spielberg was a big fan of Child's Play, which is one of my favorite horror films, and that made me like him 10 times more. Like um, he actually talked to. Well, why do I keep going blank for? um, Hang on, I'm googling because I when I get excited, I get ahead of myself.
That's
But
okay.
Don Mancini from Child's Play,
Uh huh.
Steven Spielberg told him to go to Universal and make the sequels because MGM did not want to pick up the sequels to Child's Play because they didn't want to be known as a horror franchise. So he told Don Mancini to go to Universal, and that's amazing. It's like that's some really awesome movie trivia there.
Oh yeah, I actually have some facts about Steven Spielberg people really don't know is that um, his son loved the video game for Nintendo 64 called GoldenEye 007. I don't know if you ever played it or heard about it, but
Yes.
well, what happened was he watched it and he knew that he was never going to be able to make a GoldenEye 007 video game. And it was about the time that they were doing Jurassic Park 2: The Lost World that
Yeah.
Universal they had their own no DreamWorks they had their own video game division called DreamWorks Entertainment, and they did a Jurassic Park: The Lost World game for the PlayStation One, and he decided that he would actually work with it, and he did a little bit of the stuff, but what inspired him was after doing Saving Private Ryan, he really wanted to do a um, direct the video game. So he ended up directing the video game Medal of Honor. And I don't know if you ever played Medal of Honor for PlayStation One. Or,
Yeah, no, that's one thing I'm really not. My son is a huge video gamer. My daughter, she is a lot more like me. She'll watch TV with me, which I had both of our kids on the set of my last film, Beasts of the Field, and she was telling people that she wanted to be a film director. So
Oh, that's awesome.
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw I
uh,
saw that I saw that on your Facebook, and I thought, you know what, that's cool. He's doing stuff with his family, and you know what, so am I.
oh,
I'm
huge,
talking here with my
huge fan.
son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a huge family man.
awesome.
Me and my wife, we own the business, and she runs the business side of it, and I do the creative aspects of it, which honestly is a huge win for me because
Yes.
she really good at the business, and I love, and it helps me focus on the creative part because 80% of the movie industry is business. Um,
Uh-huh.
it's more business than it is pleasure. So
Yeah.
that being said, you really have to be very knowledgeable about business. And that has been the key to our growth of our films is by my wife being part of the company. So I give her more credit because when it comes to business moves and stuff like that, she's much more knowledgeable about that. So
That's good. That's good. It doesn't. It takes a good team, and you and your wife sound like you guys are you got it together. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, I love working with her because
Yeah.
I mean, like we do everything together, and I feel some people always say I can never work with my spouse, which I laugh because you really have to be able to trust the person running your company or
Mhm.
business. You don't want somebody you don't know. I'm sorry, but there's so many things can go wrong, or
Yes.
you can have
Yes.
creative differences, and then your business is over. I mean,
Right.
you know, and I guess the same thing can happen in a marriage, but your your spouse is supposed to be a covenant, so I would imagine that she would be the best person who wants the best for me.
What is your
Opposed,
business?
what is my business?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the Cut to the Chase Productions.
Okay, cool, cool.
So we of course make movies.
Oh crap!
uh,
I thought it was like a different type of business
I
outside of
I
film. I'm
I
sorry
figured
about
that's what
that.
he was going to tell you.
Yeah.
That's what I was like.
no, we make movies, but she's actually added some new additions to it with clothing. We got clothing line. We got the Cut to the Chick production shirts and
Awesome.
phone cases, and we got some of the movie Beast of the Field phone cases as well as Payday, and we got quite a few things. Of course, people want. We sell our movie posters. We have a few of our movies for sale. So
That's cool. That's awesome.
So do you guys have an online
making
store
movies.
that people
Yeah,
can
so making
get onto
yeah,
it?
yeah, making movies and stuff. So I was doing that, but she was like, you need your own we need our own LC. So and I was like, right,
Hmm.
yes, become legal. you know,
Yeah.
um, this guerrilla filmmaking stuff, and it's definitely been an interesting journey.
That's cool. That's really good. Let's talk a little bit about Beasts of the Field since since this is your
Yeah,
one of
Beast
your
of the Field.
projects.
Yeah, that was by far my favorite. Like, I love it because it was like a very fast-paced thriller, action, adventure type film. So it was three of my favorite genres wrapped in one. It has a drama element, thriller, adventure. It was a very cool, fun movie. The
Hmm.
biggest downfall about it was we had like heavy downpour, torrential rain. It was like a monsoon, but it really fit the tone for the film. Though
Hmm.
it was weird how it worked. I was like, how am I gonna get this movie done? But
Uh-huh.
our actors pulled through. The atmosphere was so positive. Like no one complained. I thought everyone was gonna lose their crap on this film because of this. Everyone was annoyed with this rain, but
Uh-huh.
although it wasn't welcome, we made it work, and it worked so well.
Uh-huh.
Um, but Beast of the Field is about um, basically a cryptozoologist and this producer this reality TV producer. They are trying to find this expedition. They're basically trying to fund this expedition to find this mythical creature, Thunderbird, and they hire
Okay.
a whole bunch of they hire a group of amateur filmmakers and a team to go out there and find this Thunderbird,
Hmm.
and they lie about their credentials. They lie about a lot of these things, and they're in the middle of these woods trying to find this creature.
Right.
And then the crew and everyone find out that they're not who they said they are. They don't have the money. It turns into like a survival, you know, film in a
Uh-huh.
sense because they're in danger of coyotes and bears and all kinds of crazy things out there. So,
Uh-huh.
and of course, we don't really disclose, of course, publicly does the creature exist.
Yeah, that's actually quite cool that you brought up about the Thunderbird. Our our local area in Pennsylvania actually had a Thunderbird sighting about 4 years ago.
Hmm.
But a Thunderbird, it's pretty much like huge bird, and it's more so a Native American bird that they supposedly used to see a lot of times.
Yeah. We bring all of those facts into the film, so it's really a very interesting film, and this is a cast from Gregory Blair to Amber Dawn Fox. Um,
Yeah.
let's see who else was in this film. Tori Beckham, Savannah Shaper, Ashley Nunez, and Patrick Allred. They were all just on point. They were all in sync, and just some of the acting was just amazing. Also, Patrick Allred was like my fourth film working with them, and
Hmm.
so our working relationship was just amazing. I worked with Tori Beckham twice. I
Hmm.
worked with Keith Nicholson twice, and they were just so good, and they were just getting so much better. And like Gregory Blair, he has like 70 films under his belt, and he's an
Wow.
award-winning actor, director, and writer. So I was a little intimidated, of
Hmm.
course, because I'm not even a nominee.
Uh-huh.
um,
You'll get there.
so
You'll
it was
get
a little
there.
weird, but he treated me with the absolute most respect, and
That's good.
when it was some moments of stress there, he was very helpful. So it wasn't like he was stepping on my toes or he was. I mean, like he's a team player. Like it's good when you have
Uh-huh.
people who was in front of the camera know what it's like to be behind the camera,
Uh-huh.
and it's good to know what actors go through. So it was a big mutual understanding of this film, and it was just incredible. Like it was definitely my best experience as far as dealing with a team of actors. It was just, I mean, everyone was just amazing. And don't get me wrong, like, I mean, it was such a great experience with Payday as well.
Uh-huh.
Payday had its own stresses because all of that was supposed to take place in one night. And then when you had like different changes of weather, you had rain, you had
Hmm.
snow, and you had like one day it was warm and one day it was like cold. It was like so every film had its experiences, but I mean I've been very blessed with dealing with some very amazing talent and crew, um, and the budget. I mean like and just the production value I got for both films is just I mean insane. So that's amazing. So
Hmm.
I feel very blessed.
Uh, do you do all your movies in Kentucky or?
Yeah, so far it's not necessarily the plan. Like I almost shot Payday in San Antonio, Texas,
Uh-huh.
but it things didn't work out. It's really hard to film a film outside your hometown, especially
Hmm.
when you're not able to be there all the time.
Hmm.
So once I get that $1 million project, then I can literally camp out on location. But I just got too much here at home in Kentucky where it's just difficult. My kids are in school. I
Right.
got things here, and it's just I can't put my kids out of school for a month or two.
Uh-huh.
It's just some of these things. So, but of course, with a higher budget, and um, you know, um, I'm sure that things could change because then I can afford homeschool or something. But
Right. Right. Do you ever think that you'll put some of your kids in your movies?
yeah, my daughter and my son, they definitely have an interest in it. I want to make sure they're old enough to understand what they're doing,
Right.
whatever I'm asking of them.
Uh-huh.
You know, so that way they understand. Because so my son and daughter was in like a very small part of Marvelous Mandy, which was my second feature film,
Uh-huh.
and my daughter laughed on camera. So, um, like she accidentally got tripped on there. She laughed.
Hmm.
Literally she wasn't supposed to laugh. So that's why I want to make sure that they're old enough to know not to laugh or look at the camera and all those things.
Yeah.
So
Don't
that
look at the
way
camera.
it's
Yeah.
more right. But it was funny, but at the same time I was like, Dad, no, don't do that.
When my kids were, they liked they were younger. We watched the movie The Little Rascals, and they were showing
Oh
all
yeah.
the outtakes, and they're like, "Don't look at the camera! Don't look at the camera!" So yeah, that's something how to get them into you know. It's probably hard a lot of times, like oh, they got to make sure they can't look at the camera and stuff like that. It's interesting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Well, with Beasts of the Field, are you gonna do like a red carpet premiere? Get around a local movie
Yes,
theater?
yes, I am. And you know, see, the thing was is like with Payday, I didn't do a premiere because I was trying to get into Sundance and some tier one festivals where if you premiere the film, you automatically get disqualified. So I'm actually waiting to hear back from my distribution company if I can premiere the film and still release it without no problems. And I'm waiting to hear back for that because I would like to premiere Payday. It was an amazing film, and the production value is just insane on it. And I got some amazing shots. And I actually always wanted to do like a heist film. You know, it was always one of my dream films to do, along with I always wanted to do a Civil War biopic as well. So um, I'm fulfilling my bucket list.
That's cool. If I can't get it, I don't want to get into too much, but what kind of a Civil War? What kind of motivation for a Civil War movie?
Well, I don't know yet. I just always wanted to do it because I feel that um, eh, glory.
Right.
There's been I know a few other movies where I focus on the Civil War, but I would like to definitely do some. There's a lot of history here in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some great stories I read about the Civil War, where it kind of also focused on like the African Americans
Mm-hmm.
in the Civil War as well as Native Americans. I really would like to do something and explore the different realm of what you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole process of my filmmaking. Is I too. It's no way to do an original content film, but I like to do films where you focus on a whole different realm. I mean, a whole different um, part than most people focus on. I like to think outside the box, and I like to stand out. I feel if the film that I'm wanting to do is oversaturated with other type of films, um, it wouldn't be worth my time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I didn't really want to give away Payday because there are a lot of elements that make it very original. But if I was to tell you, it would be no point of watching. So
Right.
that's why I'm building up to watch the film. But I don't have no interest in doing like a zombie movie or a vampire movie
Mm-hmm.
or something that's just been done thousands of times to
Right.
where even if you was to do it, like how would your film be different from that other film? And it's not taking a stab or bashing any other filmmaker who do it because I feel like when you're creating, you're creating.
Mm-hmm.
I respect every filmmaker who gets behind the camera because it takes a lot to do it, and it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Even making a bad film, it's still a lot of hard work and everything put
Yeah.
into it. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't want to come across like I'm sounding arrogant or bashing someone else because I'm not. It's
No.
just me as a preference.
Mm-hmm.
I have to definitely. Um, I like to think of things that it really hasn't been done. Just
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the whole point of making a movie, or it should be.
I think you'd have a lot of success with a Civil War movie, especially. I mean,
Hmm.
you're gonna have no problem finding extras. Just about any Civil War reenacting club. They show up with their own props. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Getting different takes of it because you're right. I mean, they did a take on like the southern ones in that one movie. What was it? What was
oh
the
jeez,
Gods and Generals?
Gods and Generals,
Gods and
yeah.
Generals, and
And
then
there's
the
Gettysburg,
Gettysburg.
and
Yeah,
there's a third one they could never get out. But
which would have been cool as
Yeah.
well.
It's not a lot. Like, and I mean, there's so many films that I want to do, and I hope that I live long enough to do all of them. Because there's just so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I come up with more concepts, and I probably would never even film half of the things that I even come up with because I come up with all kinds of things, but then
Right.
you have to narrow it down. Okay, it doesn't even make a good movie,
Mm-hmm.
or is it? It's just one of those things. But it's like I have a few ideas I've been sitting on for like 6 years, and it just haven't came to life yet.
Mm-hmm.
But some processes take a lot quicker than some of the others.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one ideal. I just haven't really found the right screenwriter for it. But it's an amazing project. I'm not going to say because I don't want to hear it and take my
Oh
shit.
yeah, yeah.
About that, you don't have to give the names and anything, but do you have any scripts that you like have stored away just in case that you might want to pick up and do in the future? Or
Yeah, I do. I'm actually in talks with Michaela Daniels. She's a terrific screenwriter, and we're about to do this powerful female narrative film. And I'm not really ready to come out about it yet. I have hinted at it. It's probably going to be a few more months before I do, but it's such an amazing story. It's a military drama.
Oh,
And it's just incredible. She's such an amazing writer, and I'm aiming to shoot that next summer or next fall. That's my next project. And of course, a lot of people have been trying to get it out of me and what I'm doing, and I'm not ready to come public with it yet.
we won't do
I
that.
haven't got yeah, I haven't got my ducks in a row on it yet, but it's coming along great.
Good.
And
That's good.
it's just going to be amazing. I have 3 films right now in development that I'm working with, a few amazing people, and it looks like I might be doing 2 movies next year. So,
Well, that's good.
yeah, and then one in the oven. So I'm definitely got quite a few things going on. So I'm definitely a lot busier than I have been, and that's good. I love being busy.
Yeah. Let us know. Let me either message me, put some stuff on my wall. Believe me, I will. I'll put. I have a page and some stuff, a couple groups. I'll throw it out there for you, man. I mean, I've been trying to help all the filmmakers and stuff like that. To tell you the truth, I really like doing that. So if you have anything that,
Yeah, and I appreciate it because you understand
yeah,
what it's like for us to get our work out there. It's I was just actually on Pop 4 for the first time,
hmm
and I felt that was a very big deal to me because I read all of their movie news, and I finally got interviewed by Pop 4. That's huge. That's a very popular movie site,
hmm
and they were asking questions about Beast of the Field, and that was a huge big deal for me. I was like,
hmm
wow, what are the odds? And I've been on Horror Society. That's a lot of fun.
and the thing is, like I said, I was talking to Todd Barley last weekend, and we were talking. I said, you know, what I like about you guys is that some of the stuff out of Hollywood is just like the same old, same old. I mean, you guys got some ideas. You guys got creativity going on. And I really, that's what I like. I don't know why, but I'm really starting to like a lot more independent, type movies. Because you
Well,
guys are really
you know,
creative.
yeah, it's not that Hollywood is not creative. It's more of a safe play.
Hmm
It's more of a hey, we can make this movie and it will be completely safe and we'll make our money back. Hollywood has lost, um, I mean, risk taking in a sense, which is why you're seeing all these remakes
hmm
and you're seeing a lot of the same content. Like, you're only really seeing ghost movies, zombie movies,
Right.
and superhero films.
hmm
And it's because no one's really. It's a safe way of doing things and making money. And it's like independent film. We have everything to lose.
Yeah.
It's like we have to do something that's different. And I
hmm
feel hopefully, in the near future that people definitely support more independent films.
hmm
Because I feel that the audience of Hollywood is getting bored.
hmm
So yeah, watch independent films. They may not be Hollywood budget, but there's some great filmmakers out
Yes.
there who
Yes.
make some really good movies. Todd Nunez with All Through the House. You have Tori Jones who made The Wicked One and
hmm
Angel. You have um, so many different filmmakers who just killing it. Matt Neoff, he did Overtime, and that was a great movie. You have Demetrius Lashon.
hmm
He was doing the hang on, let's see. I have to go on this page. It's been a while since I've seen his post. I don't want to get his movie wrong, but
That's okay.
Submergent Echo. That I mean, those are great films. I mean, the multi-award winning, and he's just doing his thing right now. So a lot of times when I see directors that are just constantly, killing it, it forces me to up my game. So it's just a lot of friendly competition. I love seeing people who are doing good because then I'm like, I need to do that. It's no hater. I mean, no hating on my end because I love when I see people doing pretty well, and I'm like, ooh, I have to do that.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Like I said, you guys are like the blue collar workers. You're our kind of guys, so to speak, and they don't.
Yeah.
People need the like, hey, and these guys are
Well,
out there working.
It takes a village. I mean, even in Hollywood, some of the filmmakers who are successful, they're like in pairs. You have like Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider, David Spade, Kevin James. They're all like, doing their things together.
Yeah.
So where can we find your movies at? Are you looking at putting any of them on a streaming services in the future?
Marvelous. Peyton's Burton is on the INC channel if you have the Roku, and Marvelous Mandy you can actually get on our website, and Payday will be dropping around first of the year, and Beast of the Field will definitely be going to the Cannes Film Festival because it's under the same distribution company of Indie Rights Movies. There to be picking up both of my films. So
yeah, I was not aware of was it IMC on the Roku? Is that an indie app for indie movies?
It is an indie app. If you have a smart TV, you can definitely get it.
Okay. Well, thank you. I tell you what, thank you so much, Chase, for talking to us tonight. I mean, I enjoy talking to filmmakers, actors, anyone I can talk to about the industry and in the movie business is always fun and it's enjoyable. It's funny, even though I have you and I have a lot of other filmmakers on, it's always something different, and that's what I like, because I really get a chance to see, what's going on out there, and stuff like that, and we're trying to do, our shows and stuff like that to let people know what's going on, other than just what's going on in Hollywood, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. So be looking for Payday, and that'll be out sometime in January or so, sometime next year.
Yeah, it's definitely around the first of the year. I don't really. I mean, that was what they were telling me. They were thinking that of course, distribution they don't really tell you.
Okay.
But I have been on them. They have actually been great at communicating with me. So as soon as I get a date, I will definitely let you know.
And then Beast of the Field sometime next year as well, then, right?
Yeah, it's going to be closer to Halloween.
Halloween. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Chase. I appreciate you coming on, and best of luck to you. And like I said, let me know if I can do anything to help you out, to help you promote your movies on Facebook. I'll every now and then, like I said, I do Project Dead because we also do we have a Walking Dead group, and I do a lot of live Facebook Live, and sometimes I'll throw some names out there as well, So I always like to tell my viewers even to watch their stuff, and I'll post as much as I can for you, Chase. Thanks.
I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, anytime. And like I said, if later on, maybe next year, if you want to come back on, just let me know how things are going. Appreciate it. I like talking to you guys.
Same you. You were awesome, and I had a great time, and it didn't feel like an interview at all. It felt like having a normal conversation, and that's always good.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that more. So I was talking to my boys, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just talk about them. Their life, and what they're doing now, and what they like, their inspirations, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I get so much inspiration today. I mean, look at Film Riot, and it's just so many great things to get your content.
Mm-hmm. All righty. Well, thanks a lot, Chase, and best of luck to you in Cannes and your the festivals and stuff like that that's going on, and your further projects. Thank you, Chase.
All right, thank you so much.
All right.